Hey, I'm Andy Burrows, and I play in Andy Burrows. And here are my 3 favourite albums of 2012. I'm going to start with an album from my favourite band, a band called the Gallants, or just Gallants, from England. And they had an album out this year called Hello Land. I just love the Gallants, to be honest with you. Every album they do is my favourite, so I always like to talk about them in an interview. So check it out. Second one will be Beach House Bloom, which is an awesome record from an awesome band who in the last couple of years seem to have really smashed it. Also, the band that I play drums in, We Are Scientists, we worked this year with the producer Chris Cody, who produced that album, so we did a lot of listening to that album over the summer. It's a stunner. It's a brilliant album. And then my third and final favourite album of 2012 is The Shins' Port of Morrow, which is just a simply beautiful album. I got into the Shins quite late after the Broken Bells project, and yeah, they're an amazing band, and this is a fantastic album. Cheers.
Action! I'm Dave from Japandroids. I play drums in Japandroids, and I was asked what my top 3 records of 2012 thus far are. Number 1 is a record called Landmark by a band from Vancouver called Apollo Ghosts. Apollo Ghosts are probably my favorite current band happening right now, period. This is their 3rd record, and I've loved every record they put out, and I think this one's the best they've done so far. They're good friends of mine, but beyond that, they're just a really great rock and roll band, and they write really great songs. Number 2 is a hip-hop record called Hope in Dirt City by Cadence Weapon. We toured with Cadence Weapon for 2 months earlier this year in the UK and also in North America. Rolly is now a really good friend of ours, but beyond that, he's just a really great lyricist and a great songwriter. And we were both Brian and I were big fans of Cadence Weapon for many years before we started to tour with him, and I think our love for him and his music has only grown since we toured together and got to see him perform every night. Just a really great performer, great lyricist, great songwriter. Number 3 is the new King Tuff record. I think it's self-titled. But we heard that record. We managed to scam a copy of that record a while back because we knew somebody who worked at Sub Pop, and we put it on the van when we were touring the U.S. In June, I guess, and we just like wore that record out. We listened to it tons. I mean, it's just really great songs and just really great sounding record. I've had the pleasure of getting to see King Tuff perform live a few times since then over the summer, and it's been great to see him play live and see those songs perform live. Really great record. So yeah, those are my top 3 thus far.
Yo, I'm Deck, and this is Ben.
Hello. Hi.
And we are in Atlantis, and we are going to tell you our top 3 records of this year.
Go first.
Okay, so my top 3. Number 1 is the Deftones album, which I can't even pronounce the name of, which is stupid of them to release an album of that name. But that came out like this week or something, about sick. Our friend's band Narwhals that we took on tour. It's not an album, it's an EP, but it's called Crew, and that's fucking sick. And my 3rd one has completely I've lost it. I can't remember what it was.
Deftones.
No, Deftones, Narwhals. I had so many. Maybe Basement was my other one. Oh, the new Title Fight album. That came out this year, and that's sick.
Mine are 3 albums. I like our new Billy Talent album. It's not as riffy as the other ones, but it's still good.
It still sings like it.
It still sings like that. The new Basement record's really good. It's a shame that they're breaking up. I guess they don't be a band. I don't know why they're breaking up, but yeah, that's really good. And Lower Atlantis changing tune. Great record.
Shameless self-plug. No biggie. No problem there.
Hello. I was asked about my 3 favorite releases that have been pretty recently made, I guess. And the new Hostage Calm record I've heard, and really clever. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about it, but there's an acapella song that's super tight, and all the lyrics are really cool, really creative stuff, and really fun record, I guess, you know. And then there's a new Free Spirit record, and I don't know when that came out or not, but it's really quick, really straightforward, and just interesting in a lot of ways, full of energy. And then there's this new band that Ned is in, but it's not officially out yet, and it's called Noise Pet, and it's noisy, and but the vocals over the top are really nice, and it's just kind of a crazy sounding band. So that's not out yet, but Noise Pet would be the third one of the three.
Cool. My name is James Carroll. I play in a band called Make Do and Mend, and you guys asked me what my top 3 favorite records of the year are. So first one is a record called Exister by a band called Hot Water Music. Came out a little earlier this year, and it's my favorite, arguably my favorite of the year, but definitely up there with the other two I'll mention. Just because Hot Water are one of my favorite bands of all time, have been for many, many years now. Exister by Hot Water is up there. Very recently, within the past couple weeks, our friends that we're on tour with right now, Title Fight, put out a new record called Floral Green. It's out of control. It's one of those records where you just listen to it and you curse the day that you ever decided to make music, because you know it's not going to be as good as this. My third choice is a record that actually isn't out yet. It's almost out. It will be out shortly. It's a record called Please Remain Calm by a band called Hostage Calm. Band that I have been personally friends with for almost 10 years at this point, which is really, really weird. Whenever we get to be together, we joke about it, how we've known each other for so long, and just like the weirdness of being friends for such a long period of time. Please Remain Calm's the new one. It'll be out shortly, and it's fucking awesome. So those are the 3.
Hi, I'm Rick from Tall Ships, and my 3 favourite records of this year so far are Celebration Rock by Japandroids, just because it's got The House That Haven't Built on it, and that's the best song this year. It's incredible. Cloud Nothing's Attack on Memory. We were lucky enough to play with them this summer at a festival, and it was just, it's the best show I've seen all year, and that album's incredible. And the Antlers Undersea EP, just because it's bliss. It's amazing.
Hi, I'm Pete from Dry the River. You guys asked me what my top 3 records of this year are. I'd say the first one is the new Godspeed record, Hallelujah, Don't Bend, Ascend. I only just got it a couple of days ago. It hasn't really had a chance to fully sink in yet, but it's definitely a significant record. The second one is Me Without You, 10 Stories. I've been a Me Without You fan for years and years. This one has a really cool concept of being about some zoo animals that are on a train, and the train has a crash, and the animals are sort of, working out what to do. And the third one is a record I bought the other day, the new Coheed and Cambria record, The Afterman Ascension, which is the first part, I think, of a 2-album pair, which is just classic Coheed, brilliant riffs and lots of cool sort of narratives going on. So yeah, those are my favourite 3 records of this year.
Hey, I'm Max.
I'm Mike.
We're in the Arkells. Here are our favorite records of the year. The top 3 begin with Ben Folds 5 of The Sound of the Life of the Mind. It's awesome.
Great one. Number 2 for us it would be Passion Pit, Gossamer.
Great pop songs, great production, awesome story behind it.
Yep.
And then first record, our top record of the year, is The Divine Fits, the supergroup made from the guy from Spoon and Wolf Parade. And great collection of songs, production.
If you like Spoon or Wolf Parade,
you'll like this.
You'll like this album a lot. So check it out.
Hello, I'm Connor from Villagers, and you guys asked me what my favourite top 3 albums of 2012 are so far, and my answer would be Onzi, Citizens. Onzi is a really good acoustic singer-songwriter from Dublin who does sort of Elliott Smithy type, sort of intimate, beautiful acoustic songs, and his album's amazing. And he's really progressed and kind of some bossa nova vibes as well. And Grizzly Bear, Shields, really awesome album, and we're lucky enough to tour with them at the moment. And yeah, I just love the colours that they produce and the total dreaminess. It's amazing. And last one would be Bat for Lashes, The Haunted Man, because I really like her sort of mixture of classic pop, classic electro pop mixed with kind of ambient, sort of spooky, melodic vibes, and yeah, and her voice is beautiful too. So they're my three. So.
Hi, I'm Tyson from Two Gallants, and I was asked to speak for the band and pick like the top 3 records of the year this year. And I wouldn't say that there's a top, but I think that there are 3 records that stand out very much in my brain. The first one is by a guy named A. Bondi. The record's called Believers. It's a really amazing songwriter. It's a lot of emotion and great musicality and intuition. Definitely check that record out. The other one is another songwriter named Cass McCombs. He's been living in San Francisco where we're from, and just put out a new record, and was recorded by the bass player of the band Girls. And he is also an extremely talented songwriter with a very sort of angular approach to lyricism. And I think it's a really powerful combination. And his record's called Humorisk. And the last one is by a band called the Dirty Beaches, which is mainly one guy originally from Hawaii. I think he's now based out of New York City. And I was trying to describe it, and before, the way I would describe it is that if you were to kind of put the sort of dark poetry of like a sort of the Doors or Jim Morrison kind of approach to writing, but your backing band is a combination of overdubbed Casio tape sounds and repetitious sort of sonic movements put to this very poetic sort of lyricism, I guess, then Dirty Beaches that's also a really good record. So thanks for your time.
Hi there, my name is Sam. I'm from the band from Sydney, Australia called the Jezabels, and I've been asked to say my top 3 albums of 2012, which isn't over yet, but it will soon be over, so I've made a quick assumption, or a premature assumption. So yeah, I'd like to start off with a CD called Toward the Low Sun by a band called the Dirty Three. I'm not a huge Dirty Three fan, like I don't know their back catalogue that well, but I've just come to know these guys recently, and this new album is incredible. It's beautifully restrained jazz folk music. And my second favourite record of the year is the classic Bob Dylan, his latest album called Tempest. There was a bit of controversy, or not controversy, but people didn't know whether it was a really good return to his, original good qualities. And I think it is. I think it's re-engaging with the world again. He's not just talking about getting older. He's talking about the way the world's working at the moment with politics and economics, and Bob Dylan used to talk about that stuff a lot, which I liked. And my third album I'm going to say is an album by an Australian group again, and they are called The Presets. And I'm not a big fan of electronic music, like dance music. I find it, obviously from my other selections, I like folk music and country and stuff like that, but I believe this is The Presets, their third album. It's called Pacifica, and I think they're doing some very interesting things with it. Yeah, I just found it a really surprisingly, really political and very engaged album for dance music especially. So yeah, that's my top 3.
Hi, I'm Sam from Two Door Cinema Club, and you asked what my top 3 records of this year were, and they are. The first one is by a band who are our friends from Ireland. They're called The Cast of Cheers. They just released their first album, Family, in the summer there, and it's just a great guitar record. If you love people who are trying to do something a bit different with the guitar, then it's one for you. Another record that I've loved this year is Hot Chip's new record, In Our Head. I just think they're always just so consistently really good. I think they've got a great attitude towards music. It's just always really fun, and everything sounds really cool. And then my third album choice will be Frank Ocean's record, which is called Channel Orange. And yeah, I've just really been looking forward to the record, and it's very diverse and very nice to listen to. I think my favourite track's probably the Pyramids track. Yeah, I just think it's really nice and cool.
Hi, we are Reptile Youth. Our top 3 albums of this year, 2012, is Tame Impala, Poolside, and
Wrangle-Klotz.
He's a homie of ours. We want to give it up to him.
Fuck you! No. What are my top 3 records of the year? Is that what we're talking about here? Okay. Death Grips, The Money Store. That's something I was jamming out quite a bit when we were making our new album, the Lost Songs album by Annual Noah's by the Trail of Dead. Yeah, Death Grips, man, it's like, I just enjoy the crazy static noise, fucked up raps, the hip hop from the fucking apocalyptic future. So yeah, that's one. Number 2 is what is number 2? My friend's band, Ringo Death Star, from Austin, Texas. They just released a new record, and I'm on it, on one of the songs. It's called Shadow. It's a Shadow EP, and yeah, you should pick it up, find it on the interwebs or something. They're from Austin. They're kind of shoegazer meets fucking punk rock, Sex Pistols, you know, My Bloody Valentine meets, you know, Sonic Youth. You know, I really like them. So that's number 2. Number 3. Oh yeah, number 3. Opeth. The new Opeth record, Heritage. I was listening to that quite a bit lately, just to get my classic rock on, you know, kind of my classic prog moment, rock moment sort of vibe that I like. Yeah.
My name's Tom May, I play in the Menzingers, and you guys asked what my top 3 albums of 2012 so far are. It's number 1 is Yellow and Green by Baroness. Number 2 would be What We Saw from the Cheap Seats by Regina Spektor, and number 3 is Awkward Breeds by Sidekicks.
My name is Greg Barnett. I also play in the Menzingers. I'd say my top 3 favorite records, in no particular order, are Cloud Nothing, Tack on Memory, I think it's called. Yeah, Tack on Memory. Awesome band from Cleveland. The Baroness record, Yellow and Green, definitely up there. And I'm going to take a look here about what I've been listening to. Oh, Japandroids, Celebration Rock. That's definitely up there too. So yeah.
Hey, what's up? This is Chris 2 from the band Anti-Flag. I am in Dusseldorf, and we are in some weird room. It kind of looks like an interrogation room, and I've been asked about my favorite recordings of 2012 so far, my top 3. And I've given it a little bit of thought, not much to be honest, so it's kind of off the top, but there have been some really amazing recordings, and I guess I should burn through my honorable mentions first. Definitely Title Fight Floral Green is amazing. Definitely there's a Hostage Calm record that came out today actually. It's amazing. Make, Do, and Mend put out a record. But let's talk about the specifics. First is a 7-inch by a band called Desaparecidos, and it's the first music they've released in quite some time, and I'm still kind of figuring out how they make Connor's voice sound the way they do on those recordings. It's so unique, and I really wish I knew the damn trick. Next, Joyce Manor. Their record, Of All the Things I Will Soon Grow Tired, is fucking incredible. And, you know, people will complain about its length, but it's perfect. I mean, in the culture and the world that we're living in right now, I think that people consume things that quickly, and rather than, you know, kind of dig their heels in and try to challenge that, they kind of played to it and made you even think about the way that you listen and consume music and how quickly it happens. So it's a really inspiring record. Third, probably has the most staying power, is the Menzingers on the Impossible Past. It's just brilliant songs, and they're amazing human beings, and I couldn't be more happier to see those friends and those kids from Pennsylvania write those songs and become a band that deserves to be listened to, not just a band that is cool or a band that's writing something that's unique, but that they've released an album that people will pass around for a very long time, and that's a really rare occurrence. So those are my top 3.
Alright, so you guys asked me my top 3 records of the year of 2012. So the first record that I pick is the new Menzingers record. I've been a big fan of the Menzingers for quite a long time, and I think they've just turned in the best record that they've ever done. I listen to it all the time. It's a great record. Next record that I pick is the Sharks record, which came out the same day as our record did. So it was a really exciting time, you know, for both. We know those guys a little bit. So it was really exciting that records came out at the same time. Their record's just fantastic. It sounded instantly classic to me. The other one is a mixtape by a rapper called Gallants, which came out this year. It's called Momentum. It's about 16 songs, and it's phenomenal. It's probably the best. Like, he's my favorite rapper, and you should definitely check it out. It's a free download. You should just Google Gets Momentum. It'll change your life. There you go.
Hi, I'm Jim Jones from the Jim Jones Revue. How's it going? Guten Tag. These guys are asking me my favorite 3 records of this year. So we'll start with the Swans' new album, The Seer. Great, back to their old form. You know, I always admired Michael Gyra from very early on. I went to see one of the very early shows in London when I was quite young, and it was incredibly powerful, incredibly loud. I would love to be able to go and see them play again. So secondly, Richard Hawley, Standing on the Edge of the Skies. Yeah, great. This guy's really sort of honed his craft down now, and he has a great grasp on that Lee Hazelwood style of writing songs. Very simple but very effective. And while we were on tour, we were lucky. We were in Manchester and he was playing, and we managed to get on the list to go and see the show. And it was, yeah, very simple show, but very, I mean, it really, you know, drew you in, and you felt like you came into this other world, which is the world of these songs. And yeah, he's a very underrated guitar player, Richard Hawley. And so number 3, Jack White, Blunderbuss. I'm sure lots of other people like that album this year as well, but I always have time for Jack White because I think he's the kind of person who we have an English expression, you put your money where your mouth is, you know. I think you understand that means like he doesn't just talk the talk, but he walks the walk, you know. He talks about doing stuff outside of the things that have become industry standard now, but he actually does it. He can afford to do it, but he actually does it. I mean, he can afford to just go away and be one of those rock stars living on a hill, but he doesn't, you know. He has all this other stuff going on, his own record pressing plant, Third Man, which is in Nashville, and yeah, just always have time for people like that. So yeah, for this year, that's my 3 choices. Thank you.
Hey, this is Steve Brooks from Torche. I was asked what are my favorite 3 records of this year, and so far I didn't buy that many records this year. I bought the new Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth. I really like that. The new High on Fire, what is it? De Vermis Mysterious? I think that's how you say it. That's a brilliant record, and everybody tells me the new Swans record, The Seer, is really good, though it's going to be my first purchase when I get back home from Europe. I haven't heard it yet, but I know it's good. So, I mean, it's my top 3 records that I bought this year. I guess that's it. Although I haven't heard the Swans yet, but I will, and I'm sure I'll like it.
Alright, my name is Clayton Stevens. I play guitar in Touché Amoré, and my 3 favorite records this year. My first favorite record this year was the new Basement record, Color Me Kindness. I think it's one of the smartest rock records to come out in a long time. It's super catchy, I can't stop listening to it. Just one of those records that I like to listen to on a daily basis. My second favorite record this year was the new Converge record, All We Love We Leave Behind. I think it's just a masterpiece of the genre, as they usually do, and again, it's another record that I can't put down as soon as I listen to it. And my third favorite record this year is the new Title Fight record, Floral Green, because I think it's a record that's important to the community in the way that so many people are latching onto it, and it's so simple, yet there's so much depth to it, and every time I listen to it, there's more and more to take in from it, and I'm very proud of them for doing it. So those are my 3 favorite records this year.